is a name coined from a Portuguese word, Sierra Leone, meaning the Lion Mountain, because of its natural and geographical roots, and also its rich and cultural history practiced by kind and peace-loving people. Notwithstanding a decade of civil war, the Ebola outbreak, flooding, and the mudslide that left thousands dead, we still remain to be a resilient people. For this, it's good we reflect on the past, digest on the present, in order to plan a better future. Follow me through the course of our history, before and after independence, and to a present way of life.
Sierra Leone being very, very, very much encouraging. At the time when we did go to school, even if you did not have money to pay for your school fee, it was a free school fee. Food and everything was free. And learning institutions were much, much better compared to now.
I go to one classroom. You see the rubbish the teacher write at the board. It shows that the wrong thing they teach the people. First thing they get inspector of schools. They go around, check this, that, and the other. But now they're not again. Before independence, we get dedicated teachers. Who that saying go teach, not teacher. Go to class, not to go sell, spend money, pay for pamphlet, pay for teaching. The heads of schools then were people who really liked the job. I go to one school where they tell me say the vice principal they smoke diamba. I was shocked. Yes. And you see, I see the diamba in my face. So you see when we get the wrong people then on the wrong place.
Good day. They be strict. You know they go how you like. You know they go, you know, plant here. Or you know they give homework, you know do them. Then they beat whip and around it. Then it be hard, but it's good for them.
In the 19th century, Sierra Leone, in spite of its small size and population, was a leader in West Africa. Frobe College used to be called the Athens of West Africa. We provide the top civil service personnel, the judges, the lawyers, the teachers, the pastors to service other West African countries.
But nowadays what we see is that the young people, we do not value education in the first place. We want to take shortcuts by bribery, giving our bodies for grades, giving money for grades. We do not see the moral standing from our educational system. Now it seems as if certain teachers and certain lecturers, they take pleasure in exploiting the young people for grades, which at the end of the day, when they go out there, they cannot deliver.
When you go to universities now, you can see that there are even huge number of female. Back in the days, only a few women were educated. In the morning, the parents would tell the child to go to the farm instead of the school. But now they will say, after school, meet us at the farm. So the awareness is there.
During our days, when they're talking of cacao show, the produce that will be taken to that show, you will not believe that Sierra Leone has that number of produce. That's where you will see the biggest yam, biggest tuber yam, you know, potato, onions, and all those palm kernels and walnut cacao. Everything will be on that show, at the Kenema show.
Okopo, penny, and so they call women. You don't get machine for beet, for grain, and for beet. You don't get machine for grain, pepper, yabas, this, that. Now stone. You get the picking stone, get the big stone. You don't get cup for measure. Now where you go where and a scale.
Everything was just in abundance in Sierra Leone. I'm not saying it was that easy, but there were not many cries in any home.
In agriculture, do you know why women don't concentrate on agriculture? Sierra Leone, our mentality about agriculturists is so low. They see that hence you are in agriculture, you are not educated. Even in Jala University, when I was there, you will see few female in agricultural department because all of us want fast money. So we go to departments where we see that, oh, as soon as I'm finished, within the next 1 or 2 years, I'll just catch a job. But if you're in the agricultural setting, when you finish, you just set up your entrepreneurial business and you start for yourself.
In those days, to move from Freetown to Kenema would take at least 2 days. if you didn't use the railway, you wanted to go by road.
But we be easy. Poda. But now they call 5 pence. We say 6 pence. Can't take in as you must go by put you down. You get in this bus, double decker. You are able to go up, go to down, electricity down.
And I don't think there is no part of history, those who have done history, that can state that there was a female who used to drive or who used to just start this train or so. There was nothing like that. They were done by men. I've just seen few of them, like the bike rider I saw. That one, it was very impressive. The lady parked at Sallu Street and then goes to Upgun and comes back. But if you rate it, the percentage is low. So what I would say, I would just encourage other women out there who are good drivers and good riders. Let them start the ball rolling.
In our days when we were coming up, the sanitation department, I think it was done by Ministry of Health, had local guys going around with their truck cleaning all the drainages. I'm not saying that there were not drainages that were filled with trash or garbages or whatever, but they will be cleaned every now and then.
Now we safe get for make we country I will want her. If we people in the area where they say for keep the place clean, not to police for can tell you say keep the area clean. Then you say for no. We know say when you wake in the morning first thing for take boom and sweep. Time being there then put something not on the corner street. If you eat something, put the waste inside. Then they don't go see them then at the motoka safe then they clean. As the thing and like say that plastic, ibam, chop. We know they keep the country clean. And it's small, very small, so it's easy for keep clean. One man they wet na treat, so the person tell us, but no wet day. It's safe now here they wet.
The dress code in our period was too majestic.
Yeah. Long time dress is now, not they compare. You know them mommy, where you wear in clothes. The some place you see in petticoat where you wear white like it.
My mother made a sew for we, Bobani, our sisters, we wear Timley and Lapa.
On Fridays, at the Albert Academy, they allowed them to put on costume. See some of these big boys with the ronco coming to class.
And those times, for you to even see a girl wearing something like hot pants, it was not common. They really used to dress in a way that when you see them, you see that they are coming from a home.
Even if you, a girl, you're not belonging to this particular home, you went along with a short skirt, you'll be scolded by the next neighbor.
They are now looking for things that can attract men. Those days, the men will come and find you in your home, but now we go and find them on the streets.
We no longer care about our tradition. We've so much been westernized in our mental thinking and all. With the young people, for the guys putting down their trousers, for the women, they have to show their cleavages and all. It was an embarrassment back in the days. For you to be a young person with respect, you need to dress modestly. It's a reflection of your home.
Where will they grow up? We'll get plenty beliefs, cultural attributes. Not the plant tree and a net. 2 person enough for the plant tree at the same time. In our own time. When they say PTA meeting, not only brother you for send go, big brother, now parents for go. Because now them meeting, then they go talk. One school then a black you they wear you do you make goodness. You sit in one corner, you ostracize. But now they don't they go hear people and talk about the rights of the child. That's as if all the other picking they will go in this country not being get right. Not to make now then they go school and get knife, then get blade, then get this and that. Those days they wouldn't dare do it because they'll be punished in school. So you see, those changes are, some of them are responsible with being disciplined now in both young people and even in adults.
In our days, there was much respect.
But now, there is no moral upbringing, and it goes back to the home. It goes back to the home because we've lost that mentorship. We used to see our moms, our dads as mentors. When a young person sees an older person, they will have slangs like, me na me mama, me papa na also not the respect to do ya big. Me I not the afraid person. I catch more respect by you say. It tells you we've lost it.
One thing we not to custom, me no know say it's the night for the go late. But that's night, not then at this country. Yeah. Big people say, I hear when the president they call meeting, they don't tell us he come on time. Must be punctual. We don't respect time at all.
When talking about gender, it's not just focusing on women, but we are talking about equality, where we have men and women on the same scale. But before independence, we are seeing that gender balance was not in the queue. There is more of men than women. We don't have female paramount chief. I think it's the east and the north. They say no, they are not going to elect any female paramount chief or select. We have female who can do it better, but the tradition that is tagged to it is what is stopping them, which are very difficult for a female to partake in it. And even before that time, we are having kings who later changed to chiefs by the British. It was only when Queen Masariko came, and then she became the first female to head an empire.
In fact, there wasn't that chance of a woman coming into top offices like this. You know, women were just to be seen and not to be had, even though they had the ability then.
Back then, we know our moms were being confined to the kitchen, taking care of the kids at home, and even to look good for their husbands, they couldn't.
You know, they made them become very docile. You know, scare of a man. Wherein a couple of men are sitting, a woman cannot even go past that area.
But looking at now, you can see that the gender awareness is not really equal, but it's coming up to the 30% quota. Because even in our current governance now, the Minister of Social Welfare, the Minister of Tourism and Fisheries, they are the only female we have in the ministerial position, and all the others are just deputy ministers. And in majority of those offices now, you can see that when they are writing even applications or vacancies, they will state that women are more encouraged.
And it tells you that the notion that women should be at the back, should be a support system, has now shifted to men and women working side by side.
Women have been encouraged. You know, they've been encouraged to come up in the media, to show themselves, and then to show their potentiality, and to show that they have it just like men do.
We now have women in very senior positions in this country, though they are few. If you look at the formation of the 50-50 group and what they've been able to do all these years, so we are beginning to see women in governance and in several other areas.
Women business is stronger. Women it's guy, but outside the one for the top so. And I think they go take some time because it's not easy for the society to accept woman, yeah, top. They're afraid we.
Sierra Leone's march toward independence did not happen overnight. Several things happened immediately after World War II, which gave the British government little choice but to grant independence to its colonies.
Most of you just think that independence was gotten easily. No, it wasn't. Because the ruling party at the time was the SLPP party, of which was governed by Sir Milton Magai.
The opposition came from two quarters. Some colony politicians, their long association with the British, believed they would lead the new independent Sierra Leone. Prominent people like Bankole Bright, I.T.A. Wallace Johnson, Lamina Sankor, Reverend E.N. Jones. He was a Creole, but in solidarity with the protectorate people changed his name from Jones to Lamina Sankor. You also had Constance Cummins John. From the protectorate, you had people like Frances Anthony, the two Magais, Albert, and his elder brother Milton, Shaka Stevens, and others.
When the election was to take place for independence, they said no, it should be independence before election. Then they did not agree to that. They broke away and formed their own party, PNP.
And he was a member of the delegation that went to England, but he already had his own plans to form a political party. And they went to England. It was now time to sign the documents, and everybody signed except Shaka Stevens. And his argument was that the type of independence that Sierra Leone was to gain from the British was not total independence. The British still had authority to control certain strategic institutions in our country. So he left, came, and quickly formed what he called Elections Before Independence Movement, EBIM, which actually was nothing new because the PNP had advocated elections before independence movement. This EBIM quickly metamorphosed in October 1960 into the All People's Congress Party, led by Shaka Stevens.
And then at the time of the independence getting closer, they were trying to put up a coup.
They were against it. In fact, they had wanted people to demonstrate on that day.
And because of that, Sir Milton ordered the arrest of the top leadership of the APC, including Shaka Stevens, C.A. Kamara Taylor, and others. They saw independence at Pademba Road, although we are told that on that Independence Day, Sir Milton sent a bottle of brandy or whiskey to Shaka Stevens. Well, while you are there, also you enjoy. We are enjoying out here. You know, you could also have your own celebrations there.
They never saw the light of independence in the street, like some of us saw as little kids. They were in jail.
But it's also important to say that immediately after the celebrations, they were released.
Sierra Leoneans love holidays, so even people would prefer spending money on building a very big lantern compared to the smaller lanterns that were held in our days, just in their hand like that, which would be done by one or two guys. But now they'll build a whole boat, a whole house, a mosque, and whatever, you know, and then you have hundreds of crowds jubilating behind them. But in our time, it was not that.
Lantern not to debut. You get intelligent person where they focus. So sitting a ship and one bill. They bill on. Get people where they make dress like sailors. You know, it was exciting.
Then picking they come on water, local dance and now carry cutting tree. That time they say lantern. More than the pool. Glad it for free lantern.
I remember at the college, we take permission for come out college, can down for can look lantern. Now that time they no say for work for your go college or the child's play. The night, it was a very interesting night in the country. The whole place was lit up. I remember me and my friends were in a lovely beach. On the side and put that in the, it's such a conspicuous place where the Union Jack they can down, Union flag they go up. It was very, very, that's in the day I'm in my mind now. And the only thing that I keep them late and independence.
Sierra Leone was not due for independence. To me, I'm seeing that we were not strong, we were not ripe to gain independence. In gaining independence, you should have seen the strength of the people in the country, that the people are able to cater for themselves.
People will be really eager because other countries have been just, that's so independence, be just they spring up. And now they see the results.
It was better if we know that we're being controlled by others, rather than we have government, we have people who cannot stand on their own. We still have to go to international community for donor funds and all. So I feel we were not just ready. Even the moral aspect, how we treat ourselves, it's like we've not been liberated from mental slavery, from the colonization, the colonial masters.
I would say we are ready. We are prepared for independence. And the evidence is there. In the first few years, this country was making rapid progress. Sir Milton, the country's first prime minister, desired to make Sierra Leone a model state in West Africa. We were the envy of other West Africans. In the case of Belgium, Congo, at the time they got their independence, they had only about 12 university graduates. We had, you name it. The Belgians took 6 months to prepare the Congo for independence. We had 14 or so years. So what the British did was to lay a foundation. It was now our responsibility as Sierra Leoneans to build on that foundation. So if we go wrong today, let us stop blaming the British. Yes, indeed, they did a lot of wrong things. But we have had 50-something years to correct whatever wrongs the British may have done. This man who had led us to independence conservative, but corrupt-free, who had a very good vision for this country, Samuel Magai, died on the 28th of April, 1964. He was succeeded by his half-brother Albert Magai, who also was there for another 3 years. Then there was an election in 1967, which the APC won, but was denied by the military. We had a military junta here, led by Jackson Smith, from March 1967 to April 1968. Then Shaka Stevens was brought back. So 4 different leaders with 4 different policies and visions within the first 10 years of independence. And so in Africa, we have this problem of not continuing with the policies of the predecessor. When a new leader comes, he wants to reinvent the wheel. And so we suffered from that.
I want to see Sierra Leone in the next 3 to 5 years, the gender sensitive. I really want it to be higher than this, because our deadline for gender equality is 2030 and we are now in 2020. All these donors that are there that are supporting gender, by 2030, most of these projects are going to be finished.
Sierra Leone must be a country that should be admired, not just by us Sierra Leoneans, but by everybody, where you are judged not by your connections, not by the amount of money you have amassed, but by the contribution you make towards the development of the country, where opportunities are created for all, irrespective of your sex, of the region you come from, of your ethnicity, of your political affiliation. There should be equality of opportunity for all. We want to see political inclusion. We want to see real economic independence. When we talk of development, let us feel that development in our pockets and purses, not just physical infrastructure.
Let's look up nice. Why yes, all things they for we for buy and eat. Let money come, we tell God thank you. That's why one Sallu, let us not hard up, let us not cry, woman. What we want now, long term we know me, hey.
Forget about tribalism. Creole, chimney, maybe we all one.
I love my country. As I say, people complain, we are poor, we are this, we are that. But if you see some other countries, you will thank God for your own country. I would like to see us going out as refugees as I see them on television. I feel so sorry for them. This is our country, we have to make it good. I would like to see the women get on and help the country build from age to age.
A Sierra Leone where it's devoid of politics, when whoever the government is, they work the collective good of the country, because what is for us without us can never be for us. It's always against us. I want to see a society where we as young people respect, value our morals, respect our elders, know that what we want to be tomorrow, we must start cultivating an attitude of responsibility today, where I'll be proud to say I am a Sierra Leonean, where we have educated elites that are not only bookworms but also deliver based on practical experience for the betterment of my country.
Wow! Land that we love our Sierra Leone. A beautiful and interesting experience shared. Sierra Leoneans, if we work hard in peace and love, our future will be bright. God bless the entertainment industry, God bless the women and children of Sierra Leone, and God bless Sierra Leone.
I pledge my love and loyalty to my country.